For years, Bugatti has been running a scheme so brilliant, most customers never even notice they're being played. Here's how it works. You crash your Chiron. Maybe someone rear-ends your $3 million hypercar at a stoplight. Doesn't matter. Bugatti's response? Bring it to us. For safety reasons, of course. Sounds reasonable, right? Wrong. Because what they're not telling you is that they've designed the entire system, from salvage titles to parts restrictions, to funnel every single repair dollar straight into their pockets. They charge 100 times what parts actually cost. They refuse to sell you critical components. They make independent repairs virtually impossible. But Matt Armstrong, he saw through it, and what he did next didn't just save him over $1 million. It exposed Bugatti's entire operation. Today, we're breaking down the 4 genius moves Matt used to outsmart Bugatti and their billion-dollar CEO. We're talking fake exclusivity, banned parts, creative engineering hacks, and how he's turning their greed into the biggest PR nightmare they've ever faced. Stick around, because what happens at the end might change how you see hypercars forever. Let's start with the lie that props up the entire Bugatti empire. Exclusivity. When you buy a Bugatti, you're told you're getting something no other car on earth has. Hand-built, bespoke, worth every penny of that $3 million price tag, except you're not. When Matt Armstrong tore into this crashed Bugatti Chiron and started cataloging parts, what he found was shocking. The airbags? Audi A3. Not modified, not upgraded. The exact same airbags you'd find in a $35,000 family sedan. Headlights? Straight from a VW parts bin. Gearbox components? BMW. We're not talking about similar parts. We're talking about identical parts with different labels slapped on them. Now here's where it gets disgusting. That Audi A3 airbag cost about $200 from a normal supplier. Bugatti's price? Over $20,000. Same part, 100x markup. And it's not just airbags. Matt found this pattern everywhere. Window motors, sensors, electrical components, all shared with mass market cars, all marked up to astronomical levels. But the real genius, or evil, depending on how you look at it, is what Bugatti does next. They restrict access. You can't just call up an Audi dealer and order that airbag. Bugatti has agreements in place that prevent suppliers from selling these parts to anyone but them. They've built a legal wall around ordinary components to maintain the illusion of exclusivity. So when your Chiron needs a repair, you have exactly one option: pay Bugatti's price or don't drive your car. It's brilliant. It's predatory. And Matt just ripped the curtain back for millions of people to see. But exposing the part scam was just the beginning. Because what Matt did next is something Bugatti never prepared for. When Matt began repairing the crashed Chiron, he'd realize the repair was too complex. He'd see the salvage title, he'd get frustrated by the parts restrictions, and eventually, Alex would either sell the car for scrap or crawl back to Bugatti and pay their $1.7 million repair quote. That's the pattern they've seen hundreds of times. But Matt Armstrong isn't most people. Instead of accepting Bugatti's monopoly, he built his own network. First, he connected with independent hypercar specialists, mechanics who'd worked on Veyrons and Chirons, but left the official Bugatti network because they couldn't stomach the company's practices. These guys knew the cars inside and out. They knew which parts were actually critical and which were just overpriced Volkswagen components with fancy badges. Next, Matt started sourcing parts through unconventional channels: European salvage yards, private collectors, specialty importers who weren't bound by Bugatti's supplier agreements. When Bugatti wouldn't sell him gearbox components, he found equivalent parts from the Porsche PDK system the Chiron gearbox is based on. When they blocked access to body panels, he located them through private sales from other Chiron owners who'd upgraded to newer models. He even found crash sensors, parts Bugatti claimed were proprietary and safety critical, available through BMW's parts network for a fraction of Bugatti's price. And here's the kicker: Bugatti's entire safety argument completely undermined because Matt brought in independent engineers to analyze every repair. They documented everything. They ran safety tests. They proved that with the right expertise, you could rebuild a Chiron to factory specifications without ever involving Bugatti. The message was clear: you don't need Bugatti to fix a Bugatti, and that terrifies them. But Matt wasn't done, because the engineering solutions he came up with next are the kind of thing hypercar companies have nightmares about. This is where Matt Armstrong went from guy rebuilding a crashed car to genuine threat to Bugatti's business model. Because when you can't get parts, you have to get creative. Let's start with the airbags. Bugatti wanted 100,000 plazers for a complete airbag system replacement. Matt's solution: source those Audi A3 airbags directly, reprogram the crash sensors, and install them for under $2,000. Same safety rating, same deployment specs, different price by a factor of 50. Then there's the bell housing situation. The bell housing connects the engine to the gearbox, a critical structural component. Bugatti quoted $80,000 for a replacement and refused to sell it separately. They wanted Matt to buy an entire gearbox assembly. Matt's response: he 3D scanned the damaged bell housing, worked with aerospace-grade metal fabricators, and had a replacement manufactured to exact specifications for $8,000. He documented the entire process on YouTube, showed the material certifications, demonstrated the stress testing, proved it met or exceeded Bugatti's own standards. But the most audacious move might be the gearbox repair itself. To access the gearbox, Bugatti's official procedure requires removing the entire rear subframe, a 200+ hour job at their facility. Matt and his team looked at the car and said, "What if we just split it in half?" They used industrial forklifts to carefully separate the front and rear sections of the car, giving them direct access to the gearbox without all the disassembly work. But here's where this story takes a turn nobody expected, not even Matt himself. Let's talk about the salvage title strategy. When a Bugatti gets seriously damaged, the company often pushes insurance companies to total the car, even when it's repairable. This creates a salvage title which tanks the car's value and scares away most buyers. Why would Bugatti do this? Because it removes competition from the used market. It keeps supply artificially low, and it forces wealthy buyers toward new $3 to $4 million cars instead of $1 to $2 million used ones. But with Matt's rebuild going public, that strategy is exploding in their faces. First, there's the repair quote itself, $1.7 million. For context, that's more than half the price of a brand new Chiron. For repairs on a car that Matt is proving can be fixed for a fraction of that cost. The optics are devastating. Then there's the parts restrictions. Matt's videos have gone viral, showing millions of people exactly how Bugatti prevents owners from accessing their own property. Else, comment sections are filled with potential buyers saying they're reconsidering their dream of Bugatti ownership. One comment summed it up perfectly: "I've saved for 15 years to afford a Veyron. After seeing this, I'm buying a McLaren instead." That's the real damage here. Bugatti built their brand on exclusivity and prestige. But Matt Armstrong is exposing the ugly truth beneath the veneer: predatory repair practices, parts monopolies, and a company that treats customers like ATMs. And in the age of YouTube, that reputation damage is permanent. Every potential buyer who searches Bugatti ownership experience now finds Matt's videos. They see the parts markups, they see the repair restrictions. They see a company more interested in control than customer satisfaction. Bugatti's CEO thought he could bully one YouTuber. Instead, that YouTuber turned their entire business model into a cautionary tale. So here's what we've learned. Matt Armstrong didn't just rebuild a crashed Bugatti, he exposed a system designed to trap wealthy owners in a cycle of dependency and overpriced repairs. He proved that exclusive parts are often rebadged components from regular cars, marked up 100x. He showed that independent rebuilds are possible and safe, despite Bugatti's claims. He demonstrated engineering solutions that make their $1.7 million repair quotes look like highway robbery, and he turned their greed into a reputation crisis that's making potential buyers think twice. But here's the question nobody's asking yet. What happens when Matt actually gets that Chiron back on the road? When he proves you can fully rebuild a hypercar without ever touching Bugatti's service network? That's not just a win for one YouTuber. That's a threat to the entire hypercar repair industry.